stations for both Blackburn Rovers and Derby County headed into this weekend's match at Ewood Park. Of course, relegation could be still on the agenda for either of these two sides. What do we need? We need a win. Can we get it? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction show. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. This time looking forward to Blackburn Rovers up against Derby at Ewood Park. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe link. You bang up to it. Well, things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related. Whoa, football related. We got it all here, boys. Under Roverseas. That's right, of course. Rovers still not secure just yet as we continued our barren run of just one win in 15 matches. And our visitors this week will be ROONEY FC, of course. So we've tried to get over the line, whether it is by ourselves or whether it is by a bit of luck elsewhere. We just want to get over the line. Maybe we can enjoy the final few games of the season without that extra bit of panic hanging over our heads. Of course, we'll take a look at that in a minute. Of course, a big shout out to the VIPs. Who are they? The Patreons, boys and girls. That's right, for your continued support, of course, as we try to kick on further another level on the channel. Let's get into the deep end then, shall we? Take a little look at how we get down, which is with the big match on Friday now. Of course, been moved because of the Prince Philip's funeral on Saturday. The game is now taking place on Friday. We will have an extensive coverage of this game, of course, preview right here, right now, of course, and then we'll have the watch along on Friday, and of course, reviews, all that kind of stuff. As Rovers try to get over the line, of course, taking on Derby County last season, finishing 10th, of course, and of course, managed by ROONEY this time around. Of course, to take a look at the numbers that matter, of course, both sides playing 41 times this season on average, both teams picking up around about a goal a game. We do fancy our chances in front of goal, 14 shots on average per 90 minutes. Up against 10 for Derby FC, of course. 2 yellow cards on average as well per 90 minutes. Of course, Rovers and Derby sharing about 5 corners apiece. Error success rate and possession and pass success rate all go in favour of Rovers, which again, all the stats and all the things, are they just papering over the cracks, of course, or are we onto something? Do we just need to get over the line? Do we just need to reset the blocks, reset the clocks, get the fans in, and believe in the process? Do we need to do that? It's hard to do that when you're going on a run of just one win in 15 games. So the numbers may back up the cause that we're onto something, but to be fair, it's not really mattering. Let's take a look at the home versus away stats here. Rovers on average banging around about 1 goal a game at Ewood compared to Derby's one goal on the road as well. Again, Rovers pretty much edge all the stats, all the ones that you want anyway. The only one they don't edge is the yellow cards. So Derby picking up around about 2 yellow cards per match on the road. Again, error success rate, possession and pass success rate all going in favour of Rovers. But where does it get you in the table? It doesn't get you very, very far. Of course, let's take a look at, of course, what are we looking at here? We're looking at goals per game. Rovers picking up 52 this season, just 30 for Derby, 37 through open play for Rovers, 13 for Derby. They like the set pieces, don't necessarily keep an eye on those. 11 for them, 5 for us, 6 counter-attacking goals, 2 for them, 2 penalties for them, 4 for us, and 2 OGs. And as you see, 30.6 shots per game compared to the 10.5. We convert to around about 1.3 goals per game, 0.7 as well for Derby. A conversion rate of 9%, conversion rate for 6. That's goals scored. Our goals conceded, 47 for Rovers, which is more than Derby with 46. Of course, 31 through open play, 11 through set pieces as well. They've conceded, so that could be a weakness for them. 4 penalties for Rovers, which is not very good. And again, 11 point shots received per game, 10.2 as well. And we conceded around about 1.2 goals per game, conversion rate of 9% as well, 10% for Derby as well. So take a look at the attacking avenues and all that kind of stuff. Here we go. Rovers keeping possession 31% of the time within the opposition third. Our own third, sorry. 41% within the middle third and 20% in the opposition third. As for Derby, it's kind of a flip-flop that around a little bit. 28% in their own third, 28% in the opposition third, and 45% in the middle. As for the attacking avenues, Rovers prefer the flanks, 38% down either side, and 25% down the middle. As for Derby, they prefer the right, 38% of all their attacking avenues coming down the right, 36 down the left, and 26% down your throat. As for the shots, Rovers, 59% of all of our shots coming in the 18-yard box, 37% long-range bad boys, and just 4% in that Bradley Dack area, which of course is void at the moment. Meanwhile, of course, Derby's shots coming 10% in the 6-yard area, 51% 18-yard box, and of course 39% long-range suckers. As for the whereabouts the shots take place, 65% down the middle for Rovers, 19% down the left, Adam Armstrong effect, 16% down the right, your Harvey Elliott effect. Of course, down for Derby, 7% down the middle, 17% down your right, and 40% down the left, of course, as Rovers and Derby lock horns this coming week. Let's take a look at the table as well. The situation in the table right here, right now. Rovers going to this in 17th. No movers up to that point against Cardiff. Derby going down a couple of spots as well. Keeping an eye as well on the Rotherham situation. Of course, they're playing a lot of games in hand. 4 points separation, of course, these two sides. Of course, Rovers starting the season in tremendous form. Derby have not really got going the whole season. And I think both of these two sides just want to get the season over with. And, of course, rebuild again. Which will take place here, of course, in the Garden of Eden. That's right. Of course, Mowbray locking horns against Derby for the 15th time in his career. He's actually beaten them 8 times in the past. He's lost 4 on the occasion. Again, with all of his clubs, Middlesbrough, West Brom, Coventry, and of course Rovers, are picking around about 1.86 points a game against Derby, which is pretty good. It's actually his 6th best club he's managed against. Of course, Derby finishing 10th last season. These two sides have played each other a fair few times over the years. We'll take a look at the most recent encounters shortly, but the grand old scheme of things between these two sides, they've actually played against each other around about, what was it, according to my mind, around about 133 times. 56 wins for Rovers, 41 wins for Derby, 36 draws as well as they lock horns this coming Friday. Of course, the recent matches, though, since 1996, have played each other 26 times. It's quite close. 10 wins for Rovers, 9 wins for Derby, and there's been 7 draws. The highest win for Rovers was a 4-0 win, and that wasn't too long ago, earlier in the campaign. Of course, 3-0 win for Derby. Of course, that was also last season. That was the last match before the COVID era. And again, over those 26 matches, 29 goals scored by Rovers, 24 by Derby. Around about 1.12 goals scored against Derby, with 0.92 conceded. Derby, though, were number 7 in the table this time last year, 61 points on the board. They are now 20 points. They're now 20th with 43 points. Rovers haven't won in the last 7, and Derby haven't won in any of the last 6 on the road, so that could be fruit for Rovers. But again, form-wise, it's pretty even. We've actually picked up 3 points out of a possible 18. They picked up 4, so that's how it is at the moment. Not very good at all, really. The goal scorers coming from Rovers, though. Armstrong with 22 goals this season. Good tally for him. 6 goals for Gallagher. Brereton's got 5. Elliott's got 5. As for the discipline, 8 Lenners for Lenihan, 7 for Johnson, and Douglas got 5, as has Rothwell. Lenihan's got the one and only red. As for Derby, goals from extra over Concas and Richards with 7. Wagon's got 3, Shinny's got 3, and Gregory's got 3 as well. Shinny's also got 10 yellows. Buchanan's got 8. Bryn's got 7. Of course, Concas and Richards also got 6. Wagon with the one and only red card so far. The fact that he's only got 3 goals is a strange one. I don't know if he's injured or not, but anyway, let's take a look at my starting 11s for this one. I've got to go with kind of a bit of a mixture here, really. Kaminsky between 6, Douglas, Harbour, Bellis, Lenihan, and Nyambi make up your back 4. Tribal, Buckley, and Travis make up my 3-man. If you've gone Buckley with a bit of creativity there, maybe Holtby could come in there, but I thought, you know what, give Bucker a go. Somebody mentioned this in the old the VRFCS forum or somewhere. Why don't you play Rothwell out wide? So why don't we play him out wide and save Gallagher and Armstrong on the bench? Gallagher and Brereton on the bench. He is an attacking player. Of course, he's a bit of dynamo kind of sort of a deal, and I'd like to see him and maybe Elliott kicking on further up the table with Armstrong in the middle. That's what I would go with. As for Derby, though, I've got Marshall between 6, Forsyth, Mengi, Wisdom, and Byrne, with Shinny in the defensive midfield slot, with Lawrence, Sibley, Bird, and Knight in the middle, with Kazim Richards up top. Waghorn again can score goals from the bench. Gregory as well. Of course, Kazim Richards coming back to haunt us, perhaps. We'll see about that. Lawrence also extra over as well. Let's take a look at the recent encounters between the two sides. Of course, 4 wins for Rovers, just 1 win for Derby, and there's been 1 draw. Of course, last time around, Ewood was a 1-0 win for Rovers. Adam Armstrong with the 1-0 goal. They also pitched, though, this season was a 4-0 win for Rovers. Johnson with a couple of goals there. Adam Armstrong and Tyree Stolen, of course. However, this time they also played each other last season. 3-0 win for Derby. Big victors as well. So just 1 defeat the past 6. Maybe they're a good team to play against. I don't know. Let's take a look at the last 6, though, at Ewood Park. 1 defeat as well. That defeat against Derby was all the way back to 2014. Jamie Ward with the brace. Will Hughes as well. Richard Keogh and Rudy Gestead with the goals. So Derby, yeah, seem to be, we've actually beaten them 3 wins in a row. It's actually unbeaten against them in the last 4, so not bad, not bad indeed. Let's take a look at, of course, the recent form, though, for Rovers is not great. As you see, just picking up a point, though, against Cardiff recently, and then before that, back-to-back defeats against Bournemouth and Wickham. Also picking up a point against High Flyers Norwich at Carrow Road, and also picking up a sloppy point against Bristol City. Meanwhile, that's not bad form, really. Just 2 defeats past 5, but they're shit defeats. As for Derby, they come into this on the back of 2 defeats as well, losing to Norwich at Pride Park. They also lost to Reading on the road as well. They did beat Luton a couple of weeks back, and they also beat up against Brentford as well. They were at home, though, so that's the key factor there. And this is the home versus away form here. Rovers coming to this 2 defeats in the past 5 games at Ewood Park. Of course, not great wins. We need a win in there, as do Derby, of course. Back-to-back defeats for them. Of course, 5 defeats in the past 6, and they don't travel well. They've actually what is it? Looking at here, just scored 1 goal in the past 5 games, so they are toothless up front. And hopefully that remains the same. If it ends up 0-0, it's a point in the bag. I don't know. I don't really want that. I want the win. Of course, it's our journey so far. Of course, Rovers starting in tremendous form. Derby having an absolute nightmare. They have climbed the table somewhat, but they've kind of dripped back down a little bit as the season is coming to a closure. Coming to a close. There we go. So yeah, they just want this season over with. I think they'll have enough in the tank though to stay in the division. As for Rovers though, we also need to just get a couple more wins, just get or at least a win, just to get us over that 50-point mark, and of course move the chains. This is the form table as of right here, right now. The last 6, though, Rovers are down there. Derby not too far away either. Of course, if this was the table, of course, we would go down with Derby and Preston, which would be absolutely shit. Of course, Cardiff also in pretty wobbly form. We are taking on some strugglers as the season comes to a close, but that's not the way we want to do it because they're going to be scrapping for their lives. We need the win. As for our home form, we're up a little bit, up to 22nd spot. Derby's home form 16th, but fortunately for them, fortunately for us, we're not playing them at home. We're playing them away, and their away form is the second worst in the division alongside Coventry with just 1 point out of the possible 16. What about the rest of the fixtures? I'll look like this. 4 games remain after this one. Rovers take on Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough, then we take on Huddersfield, Rotherham away as well before we ended up against Birmingham, which could be a bit of a nightmare depending on what goes on. They are all winnable games, but of course they're all scrapping for their lives. All 4 of these, including Derby, are in the relegation discussion. They're not in the zone right now. The only teams in the zone are Sheffield Wednesday and Rotherham, and they're the away ones. As for Derby, they take on Preston, also struggling, Birmingham as well. They take on Swansea and Sheffield Wednesday. It's also very, very interesting for them as well. They need some wins here, and hopefully they don't get it this time around. I'll let them beat Preston, of course. That'll be nice for both of us. Meanwhile, what's been going on social media then? Let's take a little look at the brfcs.com forum, of course. Forever vocal over here, guys. This is your one-stop hub, really, for rumours, for good stuff, bad stuff, whatever you want to call it. This was posted way early. So yeah, I wonder if so he posted this guy Stuart to confirm about the kickoff change. But let's get into some meat of the matter here and get some opinion. Tom Phil on Sunday. Only Rovers could want a royal funeral to accommodate a dead rubber game that they aren't attending, or some cases watching anyway. No wonder we are labelled hard to please. They could cancel the season right now for all I care. I think the sooner this one ends for everyone associated with Rovers, the better. Everybody, fans, players, management will benefit from a complete summer break from it. As for the game, I vaguely remember us playing Derby on about this date way back. I think it was a Good Friday. Great crowd, warm sunshine, turned in an unexpected barnstorm to win 3 or 4-1. I only remember it because it was on the day after my birthday, and they won. Seemed to piss me off around then ever since. 4-1 win. Rovers, back in the day, he's gone with, or maybe even this one, Armstrong 2, Gallagher Dolan, who we rotated to start with earlier again. Meanwhile, Gardavar Sommer says that Rooney's only been in management of a game for 5 minutes, and he'll still have Tony's number come Friday night. 1864 Rover says 2-0 loss. Old Ewood Blue says he seems to think he's staying until summer and beyond. Depressing. Mowbray, of course, there's not really much joy going on at the moment with Rovers. What about this guy? Anything in here that's of decent content? Rubbish versus crap. I'll have to mull over whether to watch it. I want us to win, motivated mainly to try and get Wayne's Derby relegated as it looks like, as I expect. Bowyer is saving big club. Whatever that means. Anyway, take from that what you will. Not much going on there, really. Of course, that's what they think. You've heard a little bit of what I had to say. What about the cat? Digicast. Here she comes with her picks and more. The numbers that flatter to deceive. Of course, the top possession team at the moment at the Championship is Norwich, with Rovers second, 56% of possession throughout the 90. Rovers are second, Bournemouth are third, Huddersfield fourth, and Brentford are fifth. Again, Huddersfield, same sort of statures really, with of course good possession, good pass accuracy. But I guess it's not working out. As for the most aggressive sides, Sheffield Wednesday lead the charge there. No sign of Derby either. Aerial duels, Cardiff lead the charge there. Rovers into fourth as well. Preston up there as well. Shots per game, Norwich lead the charge 15.8, Rovers 13.6, Brentford 13.3. Pass accuracy, Norwich lead the charge there. Huddersfield not too far away either. Reading, Watford and Brentford. As for the table, it looks like this. Norwich lead the charge, 90 points on the board. Watford are second, of course, 82 points. Of course, they look home and hosed at the moment. Swansea, Brentford, Bournemouth and Barnsley occupy the top 6. Barnsley, would you believe it, of course. Reading are in the only realistic outside bet for the top 6. As for the foot, Wycombe, Sheffield Wednesday and Rotherham are going down at the moment. Of course, Rotherham have 2 games in hand, or actually 3 games in hand on their nearest and dearest. Win all of those, guess what? That puts them up to 48 points above Rovers. And then it pushes us closer to the shitter, of course, than it's the likes of Coventry, Derby, and maybe even Huddersfield in that discussion. We need the win. Let's get over the 50-point barrier, and of course, just seal the bloody deal. Of course, let's take a look at the games that are going on this coming week. Of course, Rotherham against Coventry, double match week for them, triple match week even. Taking on Coventry on Thursday. Then it's Rovers against Derby, early kickoff on Friday, alongside Reading and Cardiff as well. Brentford, the early kickoffs. In fact, there's a whole host of them. Brentford, Millwall on the 7:30, of course. Middlesbrough against QPR, Forest against Huddersfield, Swansea against Wycombe, Luton Town against Watford, of course, Sheffield Wednesday against Bristol City, of course, Stoke take on North End as well. Norwich against Bournemouth on the late kickoff on Saturday. Into Sunday, Rotherham against Birmingham and Coventry against Barnsley. Well, what's that done with, of course, the top scorers at the moment? Ivan Toney leads the charge, 29 goals at the moment, just one shy of 30. I'm sure he'll get there. Pookie not too far away either. Adam Armstrong got 21 so far. Lucas Jow, a couple of goals adrift. Then it's Moore, Ayew, Solanke, Grunved, Sarr and Powell. As for the assist, Bwanda leads the charge. Elliott and Wilson are second. Of course, both from Liverpool, of course, and Mbembo and Elise make the difference. That's it, my boys. That's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Of course, we've got the watch along up ahead. Make sure you come by for that on Friday. I'll be there, decked up to the nines, and hopefully to roll on the boys for the 3 points to get over the line. Also, check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. And again, support the channel in another way if you can by going to the Patreon channel and, of course, pledging your belief behind the brand. And that's it, my friends. We'll do it all again, of course, with the next round of matches, which, of course, Sheffield Wednesday are right around the corner. And hopefully by then we can play the kids, as we know we're safe from relegation. But until then, I'll see you all soon next time. Until then, I'm out.